Hey everybody, it's Edmond Vanderbilt with another episode of Once Around the Block. I'm here with the one, the only...
Tina Thuermer.
Hey Tina.
Hi.
What a cool name.
What, Tina?
Yeah, or the whole name.
The whole name.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought Thuermer was pretty ugly. And when I got married, I took on my husband, now my ex-husband's name of Hall. And I thought it would be so great because everybody would finally be able to spell my name.
Yeah.
But no, they still ask, how do you spell Hall?
That's funny. Because for us, you know, I met you 31 years ago.
Yeah.
And you were Tina Thuermer.
Right.
You were my principal.
Right.
Right. And it was the coolest name.
And what grade were you in?
I guess kindergarten or
No,
first.
I think you were a little bit older.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe second or third grade when I came.
Yeah. And but of course the association. Have you gotten this all your life? The association with the Tina Turner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And is
I
that
always
really
say,
annoying?
Well, I just don't look as good as she does in high boots. I have the thick thighs, but they're just not as good looking.
Enough.
Enough.
So this is a big year for you.
Yeah, I'm retiring this year. I'm leaving the place I've walked into every day for 31 years, minus weekends and vacations. And it's been a kind of a home for me because I grew up overseas, moving from school to school and country to country. And I have worked in American places and I've passed for American, but none of them have really ever expressed all of my identities. When I came to WIS, I was immediately in a group of people from 90 different countries.
Right.
And
so for the viewers out there, can you just tell them what WIS is?
WIS is the Washington International School.
I'm sure many of you will be familiar, but for those who aren't. So you came to WIS 31 years ago. And it was a place that you finally felt that you could kind of be yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm still myself, but I've been added to immeasurably by being at WIS. One of the reasons that I stayed was because I never stopped learning. No matter what kind of thing or weird thing it was that I was learning, I was still learning.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning today, so hopefully once I retire, I won't stop that.
Yeah, I feel like I've recently kind of remembered how important it is to learn. Because you stop learning, you stop kind of evolving, you stop growing, you start being maybe as fulfilled as you might be.
Right. And I was just Facebooking with a young alum from the class of 13, and he was asking for advice about work, and I said, make sure you know yourself.
Right.
Because if you're highly kinesthetic, you're not going to want to sit at a desk for 45 years.
Right.
And you really have to also understand that any job that you take, even if it's not exactly what you want, it's going to be something that will bring you a kind of knowledge that's different from everything else you know, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that comes in handy later, even though you don't think it will. So for all of you who question, why do I have to learn algebra? It does come in handy later, said the old woman.
Yeah, sure. What? Are the kids still like? Is that what the options seem to be still? I thought it was the landscape was changing so much in terms of like the possibilities. It's still like, oh, you're going to work at a job for 45 years?
No.
But
you're going to be working for 45 years.
Oh yeah. Just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember 20 years ago, we were saying that people will not only not stay in their companies for all of their working lives like they used to, but they'll have many different jobs. And then that evolved into they'll have different professions. And some of these professions aren't even invented yet.
Right. That's what's so exciting, no?
Right.
There's so many possibilities.
I remember the first time I ran into an alum, Bijl, who was a UX designer, user experience designer.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Well, it's something.
It didn't exist. It didn't exist when I was in high school.
I know.
It didn't even exist when I was in college.
It's really important.
It happened later. Where are we going?
We want to head down the famous double hill.
The famous double hill. I'm going to pan over just for a second. Famous for so many reasons, including the wintertime.
Mostly broken bones.
For so many broken bones.
Yes.
So we're going off-road a little bit?
We're
Nice.
going off-road and then we're going to have to hop over the fence.
All right.
I hope you're still spry enough to do that,
Yeah,
Edmond.
I think I can manage it. Although I played volleyball on Sunday and I felt the burn for a couple days afterwards. It's so sad.
I realized the other day that now that I'm older, I can't start from a stop and then go full force ahead. I have to work my way up to it. That's so boring.
Yeah. Also, like I was picking up my daughter from her friend's house, and she lives right by the woods, and there were these stairs, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna knock these stairs out real quick.
2 at a time, right?
Well, I went like 3, 4. You know, I was like, I almost had Rocky, da-da-da, you know. And by the time I got up there, I was like huffing and puffing. And a block later, when I picked up my daughter, I was still huffing and puffing. So it's not like the good old days.
Yep. When we were young and gay, or some of us were.
Yeah. What's
Now I wonder if this is an electrified fence.
Well, it looks like string.
Looks like string, so I think we can make it.
Are you gonna?
Here.
You're gonna? Okay, you just did it. Ugh. There we go.
One thing you learn is that it's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
I'm down with that.
The more I do that, and you've always done that.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes worked out for me, sometimes not.
Well, I remember your senior project in art.
Yeah.
And in this big, beautiful hall that we have, Davies Hall, you had taken a series of doors and put them one behind the other, slightly canted,
Yeah.
so you could see the edge of the next one.
Yeah.
And you wrote letters on them.
Yeah.
And when you read it one way,
Oh,
it
God.
said religion.
Uh-huh.
When you read it coming back the other way, it said bullshit.
Oh, God. Did I do that?
You've been at that a long time.
I have. I started early.
There was another part of your art project that had the F word in it.
Yes.
I don't think that saw the light of day, though.
It did. Well, you know what? I remember the IB examiner was like, that's just stupid kid stuff. You know?
Actually, it was serious kid stuff.
It was pretty serious.
It wasn't stupid at all.
But, wow, yeah. That was at the Corcoran. Remember when they still did the, because I think we still did the senior show at the Corcoran.
Yes, uh-huh.
Hey, I got to tell you, this is the most, like, physically intensive once around the block I've ever done.
Did you expect anything else from WIS?
No, this is great. Expect the unexpected.
Yes. I'm glad you're huffing and puffing too.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was only me.
You know, I quit smoking a couple of years ago, and I thought it was always, I should stop smoking, but it's even when you don't smoke, you got to stay in shape.
Well, exactly.
Right?
What did you think?
I thought once you quit smoking, everything just became
a free
easy.
pass.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, I'm glad you stopped smoking.
Yeah.
I remember after the proms and various other parties, the WIS alums would always be outside smoking.
Yep.
At the party to the point where we didn't even try to police it anymore.
No. It was kind of gross. Was that weird for you guys? Like as teachers, like all these kids? Or is that like every high school?
I think it was more smoking at our high school because we had a lot of European kids.
Right.
And I remember stopping outside a French school at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
All the kids run out, and they and the teachers are standing there smoking with each other.
Yeah.
Starting from 3rd grade on up.
Yeah. 3rd grade? Wow. I remember, yeah, like in the French lycée, all these stories that my cousins would tell me is that you get out of class, you smoke a cigarette in the hall. Which was crazy. Which is crazy.
Well, I imagine things have evolved in France.
Yes, yes. You know what's crazy is that the further away I get from it, like the dumber it seems to be. No, but like I feel so sorry for the kids that are like, if I see a kid smoking, I'm like, oh gosh, there's so much other stuff.
And you're tormented by it.
I'm still tormented.
Too, yeah.
It's crazy.
And you know, some people have the addiction gene and some people don't.
Right.
But we don't know who is whom until we get there. So.
Yeah, that's the risk. That's the risk you take, kids, when you start something like that.
Right.
All right, for all the young lads watching this episode. Wow, that was a fun walk. We're not done yet, but that was. We're approaching the end game here.
So I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What is your hope for the future of the world?
Gosh,
as the father of a young child.
Oh, that's a loaded question. It's so intense. I feel like, you know, as a parent, obviously, like things get a lot scarier because you want your kid to live in a happy place, you know?
Right.
Jeez. I remember when I was a kid, my dad made me get my Dutch passport, and I thought it was a bit redundant, and he told me keep your options open.
Whoa, he was a smart guy.
Well, you know, back then it seemed totally ludicrous. Like when
Right.
keep your officers relaxed.
Well,
Like,
stupid parents.
no, but like so it takes things so seriously. But you know, with the environment sometimes we're faced with these days, you kind of wonder. You know, options.
Everybody I know who has the option for a second passport and has not gotten one yet is in the process of getting it.
Right. It's scary.
Or the third, or the fourth.
I remember my parents had a dinner once, and one of the guests kind of looked at me and said, "You know, you're one of the first generations that didn't experience a war." I was just like, again, I was like, "Geez, this guy's so serious." Like, but you know, it's much more delicate than I think we might have thought when we were younger, when things seemed to be much easier.
Yeah, it is. It's not so black and white. And in some ways that makes it more understandable for those of us who like ambiguity
Yeah.
or who can tolerate it. In other ways, it's really scarier.
How about you as a grandma?
As a grandma, I'm terrified.
Right.
I'm terrified about the environment, number one, or nuclear.
Right.
Those two are number one and number two interchangeable depending on the day.
It seems like we could be on the brink. Does it always seem like that though?
No, it
No?
does not. We are much more on the brink than I ever knew us to be.
Oh God.
We used to at least be able to predict what our governmental beings would do,
Right.
and now we can't. We don't know what's happening. And it's serious chaos right now. But
Yeah.
I really think that there are too many good people out there for the United States to go to pot in a handbasket, so to speak.
Yes, and let's try and spread positivity as well. 'Cause
Of course.
for all the crap we see, there's also good stuff.
We
And
have fabulous children. There are
Exactly.
fabulous children in every school, in every life.
Tina, we've done once around the block.
Okay.
This time it was once around the woods.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You have anything
Thanks,
last words
Edmond.
you want to say, or?
I love you.
Oh, that's very sweet. Say bye, I guess.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.